Before there were pyramids, before there were pharaohs, before modern religions, there was a cat, and that cat looked exactly like me. I am an Abyssinian. My story did not begin in a cozy apartment or a cat show ring. No, it began somewhere far older. Somewhere the air smells of dust, history, and the breath of ancient gods. Let me take you back. Thousands of years ago, along the banks of the Nile, cats were not pets, we were sacred. Ancient Egyptians looked at us the way you might look at something you cannot quite explain, but cannot stop watching. They carved our likeness into temple walls. They built statues in our honor. They saw divinity in the way we moved. In the golden ticking of our coats, each hair banded with light and shadow like the sun setting over desert sands. I carry that coat still. Every strand of my fur holds that ancient memory, that whisper from another time. But history is never a straight line, and neither is my story. For centuries, the exact origins of my breed puzzled the humans who loved us. Some believed we came from Ethiopia, formerly called Abyssinia, and that is how we got our name. Others pointed to Egypt, tracing our features back to those sacred cats carved in stone. Scientists who studied our genetics found clues pointing to the coast of the Indian Ocean and Southeast Asia, suggesting that trade routes and sailing ships carried my ancestors across open water long before anyone kept careful records. The truth is probably a beautiful tangle of all of these places. I am a cat built from journeys. The story of how I came to the Western world is one of my favorites to tell, because it is the kind of story humans love. A soldier, a war, and a small cat was carried home like a secret. In 1868, a British military expedition traveled to Abyssinia. When the fighting ended, and the soldiers prepared to return home, British Lieutenant General Sir Robert Napier brought back a cat, a small, ticked, amber-coated cat named Zula. Zula is often named as the founding mother of the modern Abyssinian breed in Britain. One cat, one journey across an ocean, and from that beginning, an entire legacy took root in British soil. Breeders in England fell in love with us. They carefully developed our look, refining that distinctive ticked coat, those large ears that always look like we are listening for something. Just beyond what you can hear, those almond-shaped eyes full of curiosity and quiet intelligence. By the late 1800s, we were being shown in cat exhibitions, drawing crowds who could not quite put their finger on what made us different. We were not fluffy or decorative. We were alive in a way that felt electric. The Abyssinian arrived in North America in the early 20th century, and American breeders embraced us with the kind of enthusiasm that changes a breed's destiny. When World War II devastated cat breeding programs across Europe, nearly wiping out our population on that continent, it was American cats who helped rebuild the European Abyssinian lines. We survived because people loved us enough to fight for us. That is not something I forget, and now here I am, in a world of warm laps and window perches and tiny treats dispensed from crinkly bags. But do not let the domesticity fool you. Inside me, that ancient restlessness still runs. I climb because I must. I explore because stillness is foreign to my nature. I watch everything because attention is how my ancestors survived. Humans sometimes say, I am like a dog, because I follow them from room to room and want to be involved in everything they are doing. But that is not it exactly. I follow because I am curious, because I genuinely want to understand your world, the way you once understood mine long ago when you built temples in our honor. I will tell you something honest. Being an Abyssinian is not always easy to explain to people who expect cats to be aloof, mysterious, and distant. People expect cats to ignore them. When they meet me, when I leap into their lap uninvited and press my forehead against theirs, and look directly into their eyes without looking away, they do not know what to make of it. Some of them laugh, some of them cry. I have seen it happen. A human reaches down to pet a cat they expected to tolerate, only to find something that actually sees them. That moment, that tiny moment of genuine connection is what I live for. I think about Zula sometimes. That small cat on a ship crossing water she had never seen moving toward a life she could not have imagined. Did she know she was carrying something important? Did she understand that every Abyssinian who came after her would owe their existence to her courage, her survival, her willingness to adapt? I like to think she did. I like to think she sat at the bow of that ship and let the wind move through her ticked fur and thought, "Good, I will go. I will see what is there. That is who we are." That is the inheritance I carry in my bones and my blood, and the particular way I tilt my head when I hear something interesting. We are cats, built from ancient reverence and long journeys, and the stubbornness to survive every century that tried to erase us. When you gaze upon me, truly gaze upon me, you are witnessing thousands of years of history, intricately wrapped in a lean, curious, warm-blooded body that craves, yearns, desires nothing more than to be a part of your life. I am an Abyssinian. I have always been here, and I am not going anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, so you're always notified when I post a new one. I have a lot more cat stories to share.